Athletes with aura. Okay, I've done a lot of these aura videos, enough to make a playlist that I will eventually do because you guys just seem to really like watching them. Okay, I think the definition of the definition of aura in our modern language really just comes down to what is the presence that you have when you walk into a room, okay? When you walk into a room, do you have, like, that aura of a man that's like, oh, look at, just a normal dude? Like, baseline aura where you're just a normal guy? To, you are Michael Jordan, the man by which we judge all other GOATs that come after thee. Okay, that's really what it comes down to, okay? Maybe that's a spoiler for where I'm gonna rank Michael Jordan on here. But I thought, since I've done historical aura, and admittedly, people that play sports have a higher than average baseline aura, historically speaking, especially now. I thought no better way to showcase this than to make a video of athletes from the beginning of history. What I mean by beginning of history, I mean like as long as we cared, all the way up till now, and ranking them in a tier list in terms of how much aura they have. From everything from, that's pretty cool, to you are a living legend. That is the metric by which we are going to judge all of these athletes in this video. All the athletes, through basketball, through Olympic level sprinting, through MMA, through just about any sport that I could think of, okay? That's really what it came down to. This long-winded intro is getting away from me, okay? If you want to continue to support the channel, consider like, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers by the 1-year anniversary of this channel, which is April 6th. And to be honest with you, I think we're going to be able to do it because of the support you guys are giving this channel. Thank you guys for making my dreams come true. Remember, this is your channel. I am but the host. And no, that does not mean I'm going to make a race tier list. We got a lot of stuff planned, and honestly, just subscribe to stay along with the crew. It means the most. And with all that out of the way, let's get into athletes with aura. Michael Jordan. Yes, we got to start off hot because I need to set a very good standard here by what I mean by athletes with aura. And I thought no better example to start this out with than NBA players. Okay, let me just tell you something right now. I am not the biggest NBA fan, mostly because when I look at it as a sport, I'm over here like, yes, this is a good baseline athletic. It's not going to beat something like boxing for me. I would hold it above average in terms of athletic prowess. But there's just something about it that it doesn't quite get to the level of MMA fighter. However, Michael Jordan is quite literally the metric that we judge all other GOATs in every other sport. I want you to think about it like this. When we talk about Tom Brady, we say, oh, is he the MJ of quarterbacks? When we talk about Jon Jones, is he the Michael Jordan of MMA? You are so good, and you're still alive. Okay, that's another thing. We talk about Michael Jordan like he died 20 years ago. No, he's just over here vibing right now. I want you to think about that. We speak about Michael Jordan like he was some legend that existed 100 years ago, and we say, the tales of the Michael Jordan. Brother, that was in the 90s. It wasn't even that long ago, really. Okay, Michael Jordan, in terms of the history of athletics, occurred like 2 sentences ago. And Michael Jordan's aura can be... when I put him in the thumbnail on like my community post, okay? Where I can get like a few suggestions, and you guys filled me up with the suggestions, okay? And somebody gave a really good argument for Michael Jordan that honestly sums it up perfectly. Michael Jordan had aura before society as we know it created a definition or a word for the word of aura, okay? He predated this modern language model to the point of this is by which we judge aura when we talk about athletes. He was the GOAT of his time, went over the baseball, played a pretty mid-season, but it was pretty good, came back. Michael Jordan is the GOAT that we measure other GOATs. I gotta put him in legend. He's a living legend, okay? Like, there's no argument here. He has to go in legend. This is not where the arguments are going to happen. It is going to be later on where the arguments are going to happen. By later on, I mean the very next one. LeBron James. Okay. Now, let me explain something to you. Memehood does count when it comes to aura. I remember being 11 years old watching Disney XD, and they would have Disney's top 5 plays of the weeks. And I swear, this was my introduction into meme culture. Not even on the internet. It was on Disney Channel. And they would make jokes all the time. It's just like, and the #1 play of the week for Disney Channel comes from... And then they would have that little fat kid that says, LeBron James. And then they would show a LeBron James absolutely baptizing another man in the glory of a beautiful alley-oop dunk. Okay, like, don't get me wrong. I think LeBron James, as he's gotten older, is starting to become a little bit more cringe to me. Like, I don't know what it is. Okay, actually, I do know what it is. There's something about when NBA players get extra braggadocious, and, like, okay, this is gonna sound like a super meathead thing to say. You're not a fighter. Like, you're not. Don't talk like it was like, we could settle this up. No, you're not. No, you quite literally are not gonna do that, bro. Okay, like, let's cool your jets. MMA fighters, people that get into a cage for a living and break people and put people unconscious. They don't even talk like you do. Like, that's where it gets weird for me. Like, if you want to be braggadocious, be braggadocious. But it does kind of hurt the aura slightly. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section down below. Hearing that Michael Jordan was a psychopath years after his career ended, and like Shaquille O'Neal talks about him like he was quite literally Baba Yaga, the John Wick of the training room, okay? Is it more aura-filling than LeBron James going into a press conference declaring himself the GOAT? I don't, there's just something there. I like that I don't have to speak for myself, others speak for me. Like, that has a little bit more to it. Okay? I think LeBron, don't get me wrong, LeBron's him. Like, he is. Like, LeBron is him. He's not legend. We gotta wait for a while before I put him in legend. You understand what I'm saying here? I'm gonna wait. I gotta wait. I gotta put him in him, but I'm open later on. But there's something about Michael Jordan. Like, when you say the name Michael Jordan. Okay, think about this, dude. There's a guy named Michael B. Jordan. Michael Jordan is such a famous name, they made his ass be known as Michael B. Jordan. You're Michael Jordan B. You're Michael Jordan 2. That's how aura-filled Michael Jordan's name is in modern pop culture. LeBron James isn't quite there yet, but I do believe later on we're going to get there. I'm going to put him in him, though. Kobe Bryant. Okay. Let me just say this. Okay. Kobe Bryant, sad. Very, very sad. Very sad. Okay, and then I'm going to continue saying that is a very sad situation. However, I do got to say this story. Literally within 2 hours of Kobe Bryant's death, we had to play a basketball unit, and the very first thing some fucking country boy coming out of my school was saying is he took a trash ball and and 3-point shot it into the garbage can, and this is how crazy it was in terms of memes. We went from Kobe to for Kobe, and then you do rest in peace when it lands in the garbage can. Okay, the reason I'm saying that is when I said LeBron James, meme hood gets you up. Okay, let's not pretend this. Michael Jordan's also famous for memes. Memes, for whatever reason, is going to be our generation's biggest contribution to internet culture and how quickly we meme things. Kobe Bryant, literally every single time you throw a 3-point shot, you either say Kobe or you say Curry. I don't know that many people that say Curry. It just doesn't have the same oomph to it. Kobe. Like, there's something there, dude. There's something there that I dig. Okay, and this is also, I gotta say this, and this is going to make a lot more sense when we talk about MMA fighters. There's something about having the career that you did, and it's sad to, like, go out the way that he did. But now we don't have to, like, I'm trying to think of the best way to put this. We don't like seeing our legends grow old. We want them to live in our minds, youthful forever. Effectively be like a modern day god. To be youthful forever in our mind. We don't like seeing the goats of our childhood. We don't like seeing our the people that we looked up to as father figures, or like that is the person of physical prowess. We don't want to see them grow old and falter. Kind of like a Ronnie Coleman. Imagine if Ronnie Coleman died the moment he won Mr. Olympia. We would be like, nobody will ever surpass him. I'm going to put Kobe in him too. No, not legend. I'm sorry. I'm going to put Kobe in him right next to LeBron James. I got to put him there. Barry Bonds. No. I am not a baseball guy. I am not. I grew up in a baseball family. My father played in Rosa. The Soviet sleeper agent allegations are not going to die today. But I do not know a lot about baseball. I didn't even understand the term inning until I was 15 years old. And most people think, what the hell? I don't even know where the term inning came from, still to this day. So I have decided to invite somebody who knows a bit more. You veterans of the channel probably know who I'm talking about. I am going to invite my brother,
Barry Bonds. Okay, so for baseball here, we have Barry Bonds. Many people are going to know who this is, and many people are going to disagree with me. And personally, I don't care, because as a baseball player, I know that roids don't make somebody better. They don't. It really all just depends on how good the athlete is existingly with that sport. Before he even roided up, Barry Bonds had a Hall of Fame career, winning multiple MVPs, hitting hundreds of home runs. I mean, I don't even know what else to say. I mean, that's a Hall of Fame career. That's all people care for in baseball.
Brother, though, that forearm picture, dude, was godly, dude. That man strolling up with them fucking sausage. Like, bro, that looks like some summer sausage with some rattlesnakes crawling through them puppies, dude. That thing was insane, Dan.
Yeah, no, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Okay, before he was on roids, you would look at him and be like, okay, he looks athletic, he's tall, but he's not there. There's even a video of Sammy Sosa or someone who was roided up before him picking him up like he's nothing in like an all-star game. You just hear him screaming like a little girl. Flash forward a few years, he gains about 50, 70 pounds of muscle, and he trumps Sammy Sosa. And it's like...
Bro's in the sapper, just like crying himself into the wall. Never again. Never again.
No, Barry Bonds is... I get the controversy around it. I get steroids are a bad label, and I don't believe in taking them. I don't believe that they should be allowed. I'm never going to argue that. But what I am going to say is, especially with baseball of all sports, it isn't like a combat sport where obviously you get stronger, you get bigger with steroids. It also helps you with recovery too. So that's one of the main reasons why Barry Bonds had taken it, and most baseball players.
How many home runs did Barry Bonds get?
In his career?
Yeah, like, give me a rough figure.
760 plus.
There's going to be the guy in the comment section that's going to be like, dear God, he found out.
Yeah. And then he also holds a record for most MVPs than I've won in a career. So
okay.
Yeah, he dominated the league pretty much his whole career. Like he was a spectacle in the sport for a little while, because there was an instance, because he played for two teams, maybe more, but where he won MVPs at least. The Pirates won a few. He had a Hall of Fame career before steroids. Again, I just have to reiterate that. But with the Giants is where he really picked up, hitting 4 home runs in a single season, breaking the all-time single season record. I mean... So
you're saying the juice. I'm sorry, I got a lot of anime guys in my thing. Would you say the juiced up Barry Bonds was like Super Saiyan? It was like he was powerful in his base form. The juice turned him to something better.
Oh yeah, no, he was like, I mean, he won MVP for a reason multiple times before steroids. I mean, it's not like he just became good because of steroids. No, honestly, all it really did for him was it just... I mean, anytime he'd hit a home run, it probably went about 100 feet farther. I mean, he's still, like, I'm not going to say he hit 60-plus home runs every year. He didn't. He hit, like, 30s, 40s, and then he just hit, like, 70, and yeah.
There we go.
But, I mean, the thing is with him, it's like, people who play baseball understand that if you give, I'm just going to use myself for an example. If I give myself roids, I'm not going into that thinking, oh, I'm going to become a way better hitter automatically or player. That's not going to happen. If anything, it's actually going to like work against me. Because the thing with steroids is especially, and Barry Bonds and multiple people have gone on record who've taken it. Well, not Barry Bonds, but other people, especially in baseball, they stated that, yeah, it doesn't make you better. If honestly, it ruins your mobility. It helps with recovery, it helps with strength and gaining mass, but it doesn't really do much for you in the long run. I mean, you're just going to destroy your body even before like you get to that point in your life where it's like, okay. But yeah, Barry Bonds by far has the most aura. And with that being said, I am putting him now, to me as a baseball player, he's a legend.
Put him in legend.
But
put him
I'm
in
just
legend.
See, I know people are going to argue with this, but I'm putting him in legend.
I
mean, there's quite literally never going to be somebody ever again to even break his home run record or win as many MVPs as he did.
So, like the Ronnie Coleman of baseball.
Yeah, I mean,
where'd you put him?
I put him in the legend.
Yeah, there we go. Just put him in legend.
Yeah, like he has, and this is all I'm gonna say. Like you can look at some of these guys and be like, oh, nobody's ever gonna reach their career totals or their records. But here's the fact, okay? If you enter the league at 18 years old and you play consistently from 18 until you're about 40 plus, of course you're gonna, especially if like you're good. Of course, you're going to end up at least in those top 20, 15, 10 conversations for stats as far as like total points scored, like in basketball or something like that. But when you look at somebody, I'm going to use Michael Jordan, for example, okay? 15 years, 16-year career, he still has records that people are now passing, okay?
Yeah.
Like LeBron. So I think both players are amazing, but it goes with all sports. Barry Bonds, I'm just going to reiterate this. Nobody's going to get close to his records, ever.
And that is why he's in legend.
Yeah, nobody's going to touch him.
All right, Levi. It was a pleasure having you on. I want you to do the clap. I'm sorry, it's become synonymous with the channel. Do the clap to end it off. Messi. Okay, I'm just going to say this right now. I am a filthy American, but I have to acknowledge the aura of professional soccer players, okay? All of the people overseas will never let us forget how we're like, we just don't like soccer. I want you to think about it from our point of view. We are like, I gotta say, I go on like a super pro America rant once a week, and this is going to be it. We are the center of culture in just about every metric of entertainment. The one thing that we do not have that is the center of sports is soccer. I want you to think about that. We're the center of TV shows. We're the center of movies. We're the center of plays. We are the center of every metric of entertainment that exists in the world. The only thing we are not in at all is the most popular sport in the world. That is how crazy it is, okay? But I cannot deny, whenever I see a Messi edit, I think this actually gives me a heightened opinion on it. I don't even watch the sport, but I look at Messi and I look at Ronaldo, and I'm like, aura. There's just something about it. Listen. I'm just going to be safe here. I'm going to put Messi and Ronaldo. Okay, I know Ronaldo and Messi, and I know I'm not doing it justice by saying all the things and constantly glazing it. Ooh, I'm sorry. That's how every single soccer channel sounds to me. And I get it. But I'm putting them both in legend because, I understand. From an outsider looking in, it does look pretty cool. So I'm going to put him in legend. I just got to say that. Muhammad Ali. Man, we're gonna have so many legends in this video, dog. Man, I'm gonna have to be a tougher judge later on in this video, and I'm gonna make a lot of people mad with this one. But Muhammad Ali is a borderline culture. Actually, no, not even borderline. He is a cultural figure. Muhammad Ali, I forgot what it was, is one of the most referenced human beings in entertainment. He's in like the top 10 most referenced beings in all of television. Okay? Like from boxing to television. Got a star put on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, but it wasn't on the walk, it was on the Wall of Fame because no man with the name Muhammad. No man who's never beaten me in the ring can step on my name. I'm sorry, that's so badass, dude. Like, there's so many lines of Muhammad Ali that have just stuck themselves into modern culture that you kind of have to. Also, dodge the draft of the Vietnam War, which, if you've heard me talk about the Vietnam War, was an absolute cluster-cluck of a situation that, honestly, that's a weird one. I'm sorry. Getting mad at people that dodge the Vietnam draft, I'm sorry. Are you pro-Vietnam War or not? I'm confused. I'm sorry. Vietnam War was awful. So I'm going to put him, and again, legend, dude. I got to put him in legend. I got to put him in legend. Mike Tyson. Now I cannot put somebody in legend. Yes, Mike Tyson, I cannot put him there. I can't. Want to know why I can't put him there? Because he isn't at the point of a cultural figure as Muhammad Ali was. He just wasn't. I understand Mike Tyson had a better career. I understand that, but that's not what we're saying. We're talking about aura for aura. Muhammad Ali is burned into the culture of entertainment and history. Mike Tyson, if we're going to look at like what came after him, what came after Muhammad Ali was Mike Tyson. What came after Mike Tyson? You got Evander Holyfield. That's a valid one. But he kind of got that aura because of Mike. And I'm going to put Mike Tyson. I'm going to put him at the top of him. Above LeBron, he is on that level of almost a living legend. But he's at the top of him. This is where I think I will make a lot of people mad. This will probably be not my most controversial. Nah, I got a few that I'm going to get pretty mad about. But I got to put Mike Tyson at the top of him. Almost legend, not quite, misses it just by a smidgen. Thor Bjornsson, the mountain from Game of Thrones. Now, this one's an interesting situation, okay? Because I do believe when we're talking about, like, powerlifting, like, here's the thing. There is a high baseline aura of a strongman competition. There's a very high baseline. There's not a super high ceiling. And the reason why that is because no matter what people say, we are aware that there is a large genetic component with how great you can get at it. I'm sorry, there's nobody that started at 120 pounds, 5'3", that became the world's strongest man. There is a very large genetic component into it that, yes, I am going to have to dock a point. But Thor Bjornsson, I'm going to put him in impressive. That's the highest that I can put him because I am aware, like, yes, I think it was 4 world strongman competitions beat Eddie Hall in the deadlift. I know there's some dispute there because Eddie Hall was like, but you did it in your home gym, which is valid, but I'm at the same time. Over 1,000-pound deadlift, that immediately puts you in impressive. I'm going to put Thor Bjornsson there. Brian Saw. Okay. Everything that I said about Thor Bjornsson, literally times that by 2. That's what you get with Brian Saw. I believe he's like either the GOAT or second, right under Big Z. That's tough. I have to put Brian Saw. I'm putting the Brian Saw above him. This is what I mean. Baseline aura is absurdly high. Do I put him in him? No, I can't. I cannot quite do it. I can't do it yet. Because you maxed out your strength stat. There's a few other things they need to get in order to you to get maximum aura. Thor Bjornsson also acted in Game of Thrones. Like it or not, being known as the Mountain is pretty... that's pretty aura merchant of you. I'm going to put it in impressive right next to Brian Saw, but Brian Saw beat him, so I got to put him above him. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. Tom Brady, you know what? I have been way too nice this entire video. I apologize. It's time for me to get mean. Tom Brady was gonna go in him, but his wife cheated on him. No, like, legitimately, I'm sorry. You lose aura. If your wife cheats on you with a jiu-jitsu instructor, and you didn't beat his ass, and she took half the stuff, and you got roasted by a bunch of people, and, like, Tony Hinchcliffe roasted the shit out of you to the point that you threatened to assault him, you got cooked! I'm sorry, dude. Yeah, you're the GOAT quarterback. But, you went from him down to the bottom of impressive. Oh my gosh, dude. I'm sorry. It's that much. Do you have any idea? Okay, this is going to sound effed up, but, like, I got to say it. I would automatically put him in him if the moment his wife made him choose between her and the game, he said, "Don't you ever make me fucking choose that. Yeah, I'll divorce your ass. I play for legacy. Okay? That is what I do. And you want to put that into question? Nah. Get the fuck out of here. Here's your bags. Here's your jiu-jitsu instructor. Get the fuck out. Okay? I'm the GOAT. I'm Tom Brady. Look at these rings. You want this ring? Take that. Look at my rings. You got one? Get out of here." I would put him way higher. I'm sorry, the way that it ended, it's sad. It's a sad thing. But damn, did that not take you down so much? It did. It took you down a lot. You lost a lot of aura with that. I would have put you next to LeBron James. Now, you're next to Thor Bjornsson. Damn. Conor McGregor. Okay, now this is where... unironically, this is going to be the section, the MMA section, where I'm going to have the most trouble. Because I have been around the UFC and talking about UFC fighters for years at this time. People that know me from the Cage Side Combos days know this. And the problem with Conor McGregor is, this is what I meant about Kobe. We never got to see Kobe grow old. Imagine if Kobe grew old, but you saw Kobe Bryant turn into an actual addict. And it, hurt your soul to watch this man, hurt his family, all of that. Like, you would put him lower because of how he treated himself after his career. That's Conor, dude. It's so sad, man. Prime Conor McGregor was a living legend, but his retirement is so bad that it honestly takes him down, because I don't want to see the person that I looked up to as a kid genuinely tweaking after taking some angel dust, and then he's saying some stuff like, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh hey, oh, put the money in crypto, hey. I'm sorry, dude, stop. Oh my god, bro, it's annoying to watch. Be like GSP. GSP retired the GOAT. Nobody says anything bad about him after that. Chill, dude, mastered martial arts. Act like GSP. Conor McGregor, you're bottom of him now. You're bottom of him. The way that you've treated yourself after all that was said and done is genuinely angering. So I gotta put you there. Khabib Nurmagomedov. Here's the thing, people are gonna hit. I think the way that Khabib Nurmagomedov handled his retirement is legitimately one of the best in the entirety of MMA history. But 29-0, 13 of those fights were legitimately padded, okay? They were. The first 13 opponents of Khabib Nurmagomedov were legitimate bums. Awful. However, he did beat Dustin Poirier. He beat Justin Gaethje. But he won the lightweight title fighting Elia Quinta. How many of you guys knew who that guy was? Not one of you. Elia Quinta was buns. Okay? Dustin Poirier's good. Justin Gaethje's mid, but nobody wants to bring that up. The best win of Khabib Nurmagomedov's entire career was Conor McGregor coming back from having a boxing match with Floyd Mayweather. Okay, I will say that right now. I know too much about this sport to the point where I'm like, Khabib Nurmagomedov goes above Conor in terms of aura. Oh, now I'm stuck. You know what? This is where I'm going to make a lot of people mad. There we go. I'm putting him above LeBron and Kobe. I got to. Khabib handled his retirement best. Conor, terrible retirement. But Conor had a better prime than Khabib did. I'll say that right now. Khabib beat an out-of-prime Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor outclassed Eddie Alvarez and KO'd Jose Aldo. That's all I gotta say. Jon Jones. Yeah, I knew a lot of you guys were waiting for this one because I realized that there's a lot of people that don't know where I came from, and like I have almost a double life as like an MMA commentator. Okay, and I do think that's kind of funny. I don't mean to toot my own horn. I legitimately had people from like higher up in the UFC repost my videos about me talking shit about Jon to promote a potential fight between Jon and another guy named Tom Aspinall. That is how I'm borderline intertwined into the lore of Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall and the tail end of Jon Jones' legacy and career. So I am very biased when it comes to this. I am. I'm aware that I am. But a lot of people don't know that, so they're going to hear me talk about Jon like, bro, where did this come from? I have been involved in this for about a year now. This is where it comes down to. Jon Jones juiced during the prime of his career. Notice how he all of a sudden had a lot less finishes the moment USADA came in. Hide underneath an octagon in order to not get tested by USADA. Yes, beat up Daniel Cormier. That's the most impressive win of his entire career. You took Anthony Lionheart Smith to a decision. Ugh. Dominic Reyes arguably beat you. And I mean by arguably, this is how crazy it was. A guy named Dominic Reyes won 3 out of 5 rounds against Jon Jones. And then Jon Jones won the fight off the 4th and 5th. They had to make up rules to declare Jon the winner. Then takes a couple years off. What's going on? Is he serving out a USADA suspension? We don't know. Oh yeah, Jon Jones also has the testosterone levels of a eunuch male. Think the Unsullied from Game of Thrones. That is Jon Jones right now. Comes back, submits a guy in Cyril Gane that barely knows any grappling and is ducking the new up-and-coming heavyweight prospect of Tom Aspinall. That is what I'm dealing with right now. Jon Jones is losing aura day by day. But I will not insult him to the point of not putting... I gotta put him right next to Khabib. The reason I'm putting him next to Khabib is Khabib borderline had a mythic end to his career. Jon Jones is still serving out his career. Oh, Burp. But maybe Jon Jones will mellow out. Maybe he won't beat his wife again. Maybe he won't hit another pregnant lady with a car. Maybe that's not going to happen again. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think a Jon Jones retirement is either going to be a media blackout or we're going to hear about some potential O.J. Simpson's level of an events going on with Jon Jones. Go down that rabbit hole. Alex Pereira. I'm sorry. I knew I said I was only going to do 2 for each sport, but I have to bring up Alex here. Alex Pereira, the story of Alex Pereira, the new guy, the new tippity-tap guy of MMA right now. Boatan, they call him, stone hands in his language. I'm just going to give you the quick lore dump on this guy. This guy deserves his own video that maybe I'll do with, like, wacky history for. Alex Pereira was born in a tribe that we didn't even know existed until 1974. Okay? Think about that. A tribe in the rainforest of Brazil. He moved out of his tribe to the favelas for a better life so he could give his mom medicine. Where he worked in a tire shop, suffered from alcoholism at the age of 15, beat alcoholism by the time that he was 18, and then when he was working a dead-end job and, having some problems mentally, a guy came into his tire shop and invited him to go train at a kickboxing academy. At 21 years old, he made his pro debut. You know when he started training? 21 years old. 6 months after the first time he ever threw a kick, he was already fighting in Glory. And then Glory Kickboxing became the first ever double champion. First ever guy to get inducted into the Glory Kickboxing Hall of Fame was Alex Pereira. Decides to retire with his 2 kids, and then a guy named Israel Adesanya started talking some shit, and then Alex Pereira was like, no shama, no shama. He went over into MMA, beat Bruno Silva, beat another nobody, beat Strickland, who later became champion, and then beat Adesanya, lost to Adesanya, went up to light heavyweight, beat Jan Blachowicz, a previous champion, beat Jamal Hill, beat Yuri Prohaska, beat Yuri Prohaska, beat Jamal Hill, beat Yuri again, beat Khalil Roundtree, and is still dominating to this day. Amazing. You know what? I think Alex Pereira will go down as a legend in the sport because of how quickly he came in and how quickly he will leave. That is what I will say. Chris Bumstead. Okay, now we're out of sports that I can rant about, so these will go relatively quick. Chris Bumstead. I'm going to keep it real with you. Yes, super aesthetic. I can't put him above somebody like Ronnie Coleman. But I am going to put him in... Whoa. I'm going to put him in whoa. And you want to know why it is? And this is going to sound mean, but I have to be super nitpicky here. It's really hard to be in the highest level of him and legend if you have a Canadian accent. I'll just keep it real with you. I got a lisp, bro. I'm aware that I am capped on my aura. Canadian accent, that's tough. But I also gotta say this. Bodybuilders, you're also pretty capped on how high you can get, just frankly. It's an athletic, but it's on the low, it's a weird type of athletic. It's a weird one, I'll just admit that. I'm gonna put it on a whoa. Ronnie Coleman. Okay, think of everything I said about Chris Bumstead, but add aura because he doesn't have a Canadian accent and the fact that he is the de facto GOAT of bodybuilding. I'm going to put him above Tom Brady because nobody was cheating on Ronnie Coleman. Okay, nobody was cheating on prime Ronnie Coleman. Rip my boy Tom Brady though. I'm going to put him in impressive right next to Thor. Actually, I'm going to put him above Thor Bjornsson, right next to Brian Saw. Usain Bolt. Okay, now this till the tail end of the video is just going to be random sports that I want to talk about. Usain Bolt, the fastest man alive, and cool. Now I'm going to be very nitpicky. You run fast. I would give you infinitely more aura if you came to if you played soccer or you played football, American football. And I'm over here that's cooler. You run fast. I'm going to put you in whoa. This is where the Olympics are actually good at getting people to care about a sport that nobody gives a shit about. And, there's a few examples of this, and one of the best ones is Olympic-level sprinting. Sorry, as a guy who was in track and field, nobody really cares about track and field. Whoa, I guess. Michael Phelps. Michael Phelps is in the same level of somebody like a Simone Biles, because imagine being the GOAT of a sport that not one person gives a shit about. And I mean, maybe not one, but I'm sorry, I cannot be the only school in America that when we looked at the swimmers, we were like, no eyebrows. Like, we made fun of the swimmers, okay? We did, okay? It was dumb. But Michael Phelps, I can't deny goathood when I see it. But, again, I'm just going to put it in impressive, I guess. I'm going to put, nah. Yeah, I'll put it in impressive. This is how hard it is to sell me on swimming. It just is. I'm going to put him in impressive because at least you got a whole, like, I'm an American. I'm biased here. Michael Phelps, all the gold medals you brought to my nation. I got to give you respect there. Alexander Karelin. 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 Damn. Karelin. You've probably seen this picture from a Joe Rogan podcast. Let me explain something to you. They called this guy the Experiment. His family was 5'2" and 5'4". He's 6'7". Not 6'7". He's 6'5". Yeah, 6'5". They called him the Soviet Experiment. His wrestling record was, I shit you not, 893-2, and those 2 losses were the last 2 losses of his career. This guy was undefeated for almost 20 years. In Olympic-level wrestling, won the gold medal in 1988, won the gold medal in 1992, won the gold medal in 1998, and only ever lost when we entered the 2000s when he was far after his prime. The Soviet Experiment, Alexander Karelin, is a legend. People aren't going to understand that. I beg you to look into this. And I understand we're filling up legend too much. You know what? I'm gonna move Pereira right next to Mike Tyson. Just to make some space. Okay, yes. But Karelin, oh my gosh, he was a monster. This man would break people with how effective he was in wrestling. Amazing. Magnus Carlson. Cool. I'm sorry, bro. I'm just going to keep it real here. Real recognizes real. Tism recognizes tism. I have not seen one picture of Magnus Carlson that does not convince me that he's just a guy with a whole heaping amount of tism that got really good at chess. That is all I see. It's chess. What do you want me to say? I'm putting it in cool. I had to find somebody to put at the bottom of this. You see how stacked this is. Tiger Woods from golfing. Okay. Let me just tell you something right now. I think golfing is the sport of the aristocrat. I think golfing is the sport of the guy who had a physical prime but suffered an injury, and he just wants to make some money and I'm trying to do the rich guy laugh. I can't really do it well. But Tiger Woods is the GOAT. Okay, this man walked in and said, "Hey, yo, you rich dudes, fuck you. I'm the king of this shit." Dedicated. I respect, even if I don't like the sport, people that dedicate a life to perfection and mastery of a sport. And that is what I think of Tiger Woods. I would put him at higher than Usain Bolt, right next to Chris Bumstead in terms of aura. There's just something about the name Tiger Woods and you're just a badass golfer, and all the stuff that you were involved in automatically puts you in whoa. Impressive and not quite. Michael Phelps won a shit ton of gold medals. Like, I'm sorry, at the end of the day, that's where it comes down to. Actually, I'm gonna keep it there. And there you go. That is the athlete aura tier list. I'm sorry if this ran on a little bit longer than people expected, but you guys like the rants. I wanted to bring on an expert to rant about baseball, and we'll see how you guys enjoy it in the comment section down below. Tell him how he did. And, if you want to continue supporting the channel, please consider like, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers before the release of GTA 6 at latest. I think we're going to be able to do it far before then. I actually think we're going to reach 100,000 subscribers before the 1-year anniversary of the channel, which is April 6th, which that will be insane. We got a lot of stuff planned for the channel that I'm going to drip out later on in the year. What I mean by later on, I mean like the next couple weeks. I got some stuff planned. And thank you guys for the support that you give this channel. It's a humbling experience for a guy to just rant about stuff he finds interesting in his upstairs middle room. And you guys weirdly find it interesting, and it's a humbling experience. It really is. This is your channel. I'm but the host of it, and honestly, I'm just glad to be here. And I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you all in the next video. Adios.